Your videos suck for one reason more than anything else. You're following people's scripts and you don't know how to tap into your own actual unique, passionate badassery. I mean, the fact is that you hold yourself back. Everybody does. So many people do. I do. This isn't about finding someone else's scripts and tablets. This isn't even about a roadmap. Well, not the roadmap you think. You don't need a roadmap to make $1,000, $10,000 months, $30,000 months. You don't need a roadmap to a formula that's going to actually get you steady income. That will happen. I know it will. And you have to know it will. You have to believe you can do this. You do. But the fact is that your roadmap needs to lead right back to you. How do you do that? Well, I can tell you a few things about how you don't do it. You don't do it by following someone's strategic formula. That stuff is only ever going to lead you to become just like everybody else. You'll sound, look, feel, taste, smell just like all the rest of them if you do it just like they do. You don't have to take my word for it. If you don't like what I'm saying, please scroll right past. Go find something else, because this is not for you if you're that weak or you convinced yourself that someone has the magic formula. They don't have the magic formula. What they do have is something that worked for them, something that they may have reverse engineered in order to sound really good, and they have orchestrated a series of catchy FOMO type of funnels, landing pages, timers on their webinars, whatever it is that you saw that you chose to buy, or they promised you a bunch of shit that isn't going to deliver for free. And you're just looking at it saying, oh my God, I want this for free. What you need, here's the roadmap, the actual roadmap. It leads back to you and your core beliefs, your core system of beliefs that you truly care about from the depths of your soul, that you know you actually want to deliver, and you're thinking maybe right now, I don't know what you're thinking, but maybe you're thinking, Paul, I don't know what I want. And I'm telling you, yeah, you actually do. You're just indoctrinated with all of the white noise that is clouding your judgment and your ability to concentrate and focus. I do offer a method. My method is designed to give you the tools and the ways of investigating your own self, a way of seeing, a way of asking, so that you can move toward you. There are various ways to do that, but there's only one internal compulsion that you absolutely need in order to move your shit forward. This online business world is so full of offers. And I'm not saying I don't have offers. Of course I do. But there's ethical stuff and there's bullshit. So let's go back to the whole idea that what you actually want is to tap into you. Can I get that? Of course he did. I know people, there are many people who maybe don't. They can have it, fine. But when you've seen all the other horseshit that is telling you to become a cookie cutter version of someone else's system, and it rubs you the wrong way, and you know it does, and you know that the reason it does is that you actually have a unique you inside that you want to actually bring forth. And you suspect that that stuff's not going to do it for you, you're right. You need to learn how to channel you. I worked really hard. I worked really fucking hard to get past all of the obstacles in my life when I was young. People picking on me, bullying me, my older brothers making me feel like I didn't know anything. Their favorite expression was, "Paulie, just remember, no matter what you think you know, you're just a young punk who doesn't know shit about anything." They thought they were doing me a favor. When you're 6 and you're 10 years older than you brothers approximately are 16, you worship them. You're looking to hang on every little bit of gold that they can throw your way, and their egos will be stroked with all of that fawning and all of that hero worship, because that's what a 16-year-old thrives on. However, they don't know anything, they just think they do. And they know more than a 6-year-old, so they're happy to be able to slide their own horseshit version of life onto you. That's what happened to me. I don't know what happened to you. Here are the 4 obstacles that you grow up with when you're really small that start to get in your way. Before these obstacles, you were a powerful force of nature, experimenting and exploring every day when you were little. In the crib, after the crib, the world was your giant experiment, and all of it was within your grasp and within your bounds of what made perfect sense. But then you get these. You have mommy issues, okay? I don't know what your mom taught you. I don't know what she didn't taught you. I don't know what she inflicted upon you that started to get under your skin, get dug into your craw, starts to get you second guessing yourself. But she may have done that, and here's the second one. It's not your mom, it might be your dad. Now, maybe you didn't have a mom, maybe you didn't have a dad, you had some version. So those are 2 prime factors that start to throw obstacles into your brain. It's not that they throw them in your path. They put them in you, and you ingest them, and you digest them, and then they become your own. And you take them with you. You've been taking them with you ever since. Now here's the other next one. You go to school, and then you start to have peer group issues. The peers who laugh at you and make you feel like you don't want to be laughed at for screwing up. But we're also running away from being bullied, made fun of. We run from fear more than we run towards success, actually. Our liabilities define us, and we crave lauding our assets, but we actually flee our fears more. So you have these peer group issues, right? Because you get more of that sense of your value system from your friends and peers in school, the colleagues, the kids, than you do from the teachers, who are just trying to tell you, this is right, this is wrong. Do these things because these are the rules of school, and don't do those because those are the rules of, school also. So you don't do those, you do these. And that stuff makes perfect sense. This is what teachers do. And that's not as scarring as the issues that you bring with you from all of your student fellows. And that brings me to the fourth one. This is your inner self-critic. This is the one that combines 1, 2, and 3, your mommy, your daddy, the peers. And you end up with these. And these solidify. They more than solidify. They fester. So you always have them. Your inner self-critic is perhaps even more substantial an obstacle than the other three. I'm not gonna say that it's definite, but it's very possible. These are the governing critiques that you have from that voice inside with you that is whispering into your ear regularly. Anytime you unabashedly do anything, you are doing your best to banish that, so you're actually reacting against that, which means you're still in react mode, which means that thing is still having an effect on you. Your best opportunity is to learn how to sort of untether from, to uncouple from that inner self-critic and to disengage. To detach from that takes a lot of work. But part of your self-expression demands, insists, is created, is built, is forged by learning how to detach from that. And actually, the exercises for self-expression mastery allow you to disengage from your inner self-critic. Not by ignoring it, because here's the interesting rule number one. It's not going around something. Through, not around. Always. Think of it this way. You have some kind of big log in the path, and you can't, it's too big to climb over, and it's too wide to go around. Now, let's say you have some magic shoes that can get you over or around. When you come back on the same path, you will encounter the same giant log. However, let's give you a drill, and you drill some holes in that log so that each time you encounter that log, you drill another hole all the way through. And you make that log porous. And you make that log lighter. And you actually remove some of the substance from that. This obstacle, when you choose to go through instead of around, actually gradually disappears. Over time, but it disappears. That's the notion of going through. Now, what does that mean to you? You face the obstacle, and then you come right up to it, and you address it, and you see it for what it is. And then you move in, and then you move through. And over time, it will be gone. And then it's not there anymore, on the way there and on the way back. So, through, not around. Now, what does this have to do with self-expression and your inner self-critic and the four major obstacles that you carry with you? It has a lot to do with it, actually, in my humble opinion. What do I know? I've only been teaching this shit for 37 years. But you want to know this one thing. There was a series of hospice patients, people on their way out, not just dying, like imminent death. And they were interviewed by hospice caregiver. What are the things that they wish they had done? And the single most, far and away, the single largest issue that people had wished they had done before they died was not stop themselves. There are others, many others, but this is the biggest one. I wish I had not stopped myself and given myself more permission to do what I actually wanted to do. Now, there's this notion of a bucket list. Little factoid here. The concept, the phrase bucket list was invented for the movie The Bucket List. It was written by a playwright who, wrote the screenplay for The Bucket List. And now it's a big popular thing. So kudos to that person for having coined a phrase that you use. But you have these ideas of things, and my suggestion to you is actually to not have a bucket list. Put that away. Get rid of that. Toss it. Burn it. Because that's all shit that you're gonna want to plan on doing someday. And someday is code for practically never. What you want to do is choose to live in the present and choose to make your present be something you're proud of. Then put shit off. And as for your self-expression, you actually want to put that off. Your own unique message of your belief systems. Now, here's the way your belief systems affect your ability to have a liberated sense of self with your self-expression. If you create a business and you create something you truly love that is in your way, your own, with your rules, working with who you want, when you want, the ways you want to. If you do that, you will be able to create opportunities for people who groove on you, exclusively you, as only you can. And these people will then be able to learn some aspects of life and processes from you that they can take with them. And not only, it doesn't stop there, they turn around and they offer that to other people. So the whole thing ebbs and flows and echoes far beyond just you and some client, you and your wallet, you and your ever-increased bank account. No, it goes and goes. Practically ad infinitum if we look at it that way. Okay, so that's one. Your liberated sense of self-expression also will shift the way that you comport yourself with your friends and family, your dearly best beloveds. And these people will see it changing you. They will. It's notable. It's palpable. It's something they will start to pay attention to and notice long before they even say, "You've changed," because they start to feel it and absorb it and address it before they comment on it. So it starts to affect the way people take in the information and the presence that you offer them when you give your opinions, because you start giving different opinions. It's not always a giant shift. It just slowly mutates. And people will see it. And they will rise to the occasion. Now, some people won't. Because some people will actually fight against the change. Because people don't like change. And if you change, they will want you to be the same person they knew before. So they will actually violently react against that. And they will do their best to sort of humiliate you and cajole you into being that same old person, but you know better. So fuck them. And they don't get to impose their conservative ass will upon your sense of self. The ones who do see it for all the glory that it has, the young ones, if you have kids, if you have grandkids, they will love it. Why? Because you are showing them a new way. And you are showing them the possibility inherent in choosing to stand in your own truth in bigger ways. This stuff has massive impact. That shit's important. Remember those hospice patients? This is what they were missing. If they had a chance to do it over again, they'd be nodding and cheering this conversation right now. Fuck yeah! Now, I don't know. Is it important to tell you that I've been doing this shit for a long time and I've been fortunate enough to be given the opportunity to live life my own way on my own terms? Artistically, I've been lauded and applauded and given permission to make weird shit that most people can't make that was uniquely my own. And it, I traveled around the world offering it on TV shows and stages. I took that. I gave myself that opportunity to explore. I gave myself permission to find out what could be, and the things that weren't succeeded, the things that didn't, were part of the process. And so I've been teaching this for a long time because I believe in it. If this doesn't make sense to you, again, yeah, I don't know how long you've been watching this, but damn, you've been wasting valuable minutes of your life if you think that this is too, like, ballsy. Go back to samey, sameness world. Go back to your generic landscape. Blah. I have no use for that shit. I have little tolerance for it, actually, although I do find that there are many people who serve a purpose, and they're okay with that. And that's fine. But for those who are ready to explore and find what they don't know might be, that's the shit that makes magic for this brief period of time we have on this mortal coil before we kick. This shit matters. For those of you who know that this shit matters, I'll say this last thing and then I'm out. There's a really great expression, when is the best time to plant a tree? The answer is, the first best time is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So you have this opportunity to actually pony up and start doing new shit that you don't know where it's gonna go, but it's gonna go somewhere. And it might not be a direct path. None of it's going to be a direct path. And I guarantee you that some things will feel like a direct path until they stop and they switch and they become some other part of the journey. And it all is this, up and down journey that moves in this direction. So it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, no steps back. Sometimes it's 1 forward, 2 back. And sometimes it's none forward, 2 back. And that's what you have. But it's a blend of all of those. And the gradual progression moves forward and upward when you embrace this. So this is about moving into the unknown. And there is this liminal space in between where you are now and where you want to be. And there's this fun image that I have where this is your puny, lame-ass comfort zone, and this is the big circle in the other part, which is the unicorns and shit. All of the glory and fun and the magic. And in between those, that's the big path. There's this floating liminal space in between them. And that's where you have to just allow yourself to sort of do your best to get comfortable knowing that it's going to be uncomfortable. Because all worthwhile transitions are always, to a certain extent, uncomfortable. You don't know exactly how long it's going to be, and you don't know exactly what you're going to end up with. You just have this belief, this confident knowledge that it leads to something really valuable, essential, important, and precious. That's where you're headed. That's where you deserve to be. That's where, when you get there, or even when you're on your way there, people start to see the change and feel the change and respond to that better, new, cool version of you. And some people will hold you as a valuable pillar of their daily inspiration. Nobody ever held an inspiring figure in their mind who was a lame-ass, copycat, cookie-cutter imitation. That stuff does not stand out. So we're now at the 30-minute mark, or wherever we are, and I'll wrap this up by saying, not everybody knows how to get there on their own. Which is why people hire people like me. You don't have to hire me. You don't have to hire anybody. Go do the things. Go do it now. Now is now. Don't do it tomorrow. Don't plan on doing it tomorrow. Make some of it happen right fucking now. As for the simple outline steps that can move you forward, reach out. They'll get you started. Everybody deserves an objective, invested outside eye on their shizzle. Everybody does. We all have teachers through our lives. Teachers, mentors, guides, coaches, whatever you want to call them. Everybody has various people that they hold near and dear as a certain amount of, motivation and inspiration. And some of it is a period of time where they have such and such a teacher, such and such a guide. So I've been that for a lot of different people, different ways, different capacities in my life. And I'm happy to discuss you and the future you with you, if you want to. But the best thing I can tell you is you have to put your hand on a rock, look up in the sky, do it now. Your journey began when you began watching this video. You're already in it. If you made it this far in this bit, this is yours. I was going to say own it, and then I was going to say embrace it. Be it. There's no reason not to. There's only one of you. There's only one of you on this planet. I'll talk about this stuff in another vid, but... Okay.